Hello everyone, welcome back again to the Employee Record Management System Development Tutorial. This is the part 2 of the profile page. The previous video we talked about creating a form for our profile. We only selected those data that need to be updated. We have fetched our data from our database. Then we have already connected our Ajax request to the method that we are going to pass through. So this video will talk about the validation, and we're going to update whatever the user wants to update the info. So now let's start. So going back to the Eclipse where this is the last time that we stopped. So if we're going to uh, click the save, it will have an alert button. So right now, all we need to do here is to remove this line, and before we proceed, we need to check in our deep profile if the names of our inputs are already been placed, like this one: name, email, name, f name, name, l name, and name, dob, and also name, gender. Just because these are the three that needs to be updated, and before we update it, we need to validate it because we don't want the form that we're going to edit is blank. We don't want like that. So we need to validate the form. So we don't need to let the user input some blank data. Okay, so since all the names are set, we can now directly load our validation library. So here in this line, because this is the update profile, where when we click that one on our, it will be go to that one because this is our URL we requested on our JAjax request. So now we can go to this one and type this load library, so on form validation. Okay, then load that one, this form validation set rules. Okay, the first thing need is what is the input that we need to select. This one will be the f name. That's the first one. Let us check. That is the first one. We have the first name. So then the name for that field, that the error message that will output um, first name and the rule. We already have a rule. We need to move up for the registration because we already have our rules there. So we can just use it to be call it as organized with the same rules. For the rules for the first name, this is the rules that we need. So just grab for that and go back to our function which we're building. Okay, where is it? I think here it is. And that one. So required min length. Okay. Then the same thing that we need to do here, but this time this is for the f name, last name. Another one will be the dob, and this one is date of birth. We only need the required for this label input. Another one to copy and paste here, and this is now the gender. So that is only four that we need to validate. So please check the names if it is are correct. Okay, if it is now correct, we can now proceed to our validation. If this form validation run function is equal to false, so or true, meaning there is no error, so there is no error. So save, get the data, get the input data, and save to the database. Okay, then else there is an error. Okay, output error message. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So right now we have, since we have to produce, and then we have to be careful that our script needs to have a JSON data type that it will be outputted. So to do that, here I have here as a update I'll say update message, and this is form of array. This one, if error, the name for that field is error, and we have to put here false. Okay. So if there is an error false, then we can just say error f name. To set for that, we have to set form error, and the name of that field, we can just say f name, error l name, form error for l name, error dob, form error dob, and we have error gender, form error gender, and we have error message. Error message, let us say um, please check, let's say update denied, please check, click, please resolve issues, please resolve error issues in updating um, your profile. Okay, I think that's good. That is for error message. The next thing that we have to do is just output echo JSON encode and update message. So that's it. So let us um, do it in here, and we can just say if data dot error is equal to true, let's say alert something. There is an error. Let's try save, and make sure that we have to remove this one and click save. Okay. Okay, nothing happens. Let us try it again. We're using the three operands. Let us check it again. Data alert, data error, save, refresh, blank it, and we have false. So we can just say if data is equal to false, and say alert. I'll just output DD if there is a blank input. Nothing happens. We have to put only two equal sign. It's really not working. Sorry for that. It should be data that error. Refresh input. So we should only use two equal sign. Refresh. Yeah, so let us put here. Yeah, so that's it. This one tells us that if there is an error. So if there is an error, we have to do something. So we have already done this before in our registration. We can just copy some codes to them. Like for example, for the first name or last name. If there is an error, so if data is an error, so we can just copy because we already have this here. If data, the name for this one is error f name. So error f name if meaning if not equal to blank mean there is an error. All we need to do is to change that one. I forgot here the name for that is f name also. So here we have f name and just copy it for all the selectors we have. So if there is an error for our first name, refresh. If there is a blank one, we have already has an error here. Then we have to make sure to load our. Let's go to our footer. There is no pop-up that is uh, shown here. So let us check. We have Bootstrap 3. We have Bootstrap 4 template. Okay. So we need to use the what is the on the profile that on the registration. You can go back to the top part and we will use the bundle one so that we can use the popover. So go back to the footer and change instead of bootstrap. Let us use the bundle. So let us try if the popover now is working. Okay, it's not working. Why? Why oh why? So here it's now duplicated. Bootstrap template dash bootstrap. So it's working. but there is no pop-up. Okay, by the way, we have an error. We should have error F name. Okay, that is the cause, hopefully. Yeah, it's correct. So we have here the first name field is required. We need to remove the P. How we can do it? So you can see there on our admin. If you go to the registration process, we use the set error delimiters to remove that one. So you copy that one to use it in our method update profile. So that is the code where we remove the P element. Okay, next thing that we have to do is to change the background into red and the text into white. We already done that. If we go to the registration, and we can have to load the modification. This is the CSS that we did on our profile to make our popover nice and looking feel like there is an error. So we go to the headers of this template and just paste there on the heading. Just paste it here. Where what happened? I think that's okay. Okay, refresh. Leave it blank. Okay, it's working now perfectly. So we can now do to all that we have here our first name, a last name with date of birth and gender. So we can do that one here. And this one error and this L name and change entirely for L name. And here, so let us check it. Refresh. So nothing happens. Save it again. Oops, it's not working. Let us check on unspec elements if what is the problem that we did. Save, refresh. Okay, so it's now working for the last name, first name. Then we have the date of birth. DOB, and this one is DOB. This one is error DOB. Save, refresh. Okay, that's good. And I guess it there is an error. So only three because we don't there is no option here that is blank. So it might just only three. And here on our admin, let us just remove the gender. That's it, only three that we have to update. So since we have now the update, let us also use now the last one of our error. Let us just copy what is on the registration. This one. Okay, and then we have uh, update profile failed. Data message error. Okay, refresh. So there is an error again. What is happening? Just remove the existing codes. Update profile failed. Okay, it's working now. Let's have already some sort of error. Update failed. So everything is working with our validation. So next thing that we need to do is to capture the data. Now we now proceed to the update of our data in our database. So all we need to do here is go to the admin and capture the data that we need. The first thing that we need is the L name. So we can store it a variable like L name, no F name, and just here type this input post, and this time just get the value or the input name. F and this one L name is equal to this input post L name. So okay, I forgot. Okay, and lastly is the date of birth DOB. This input DOB. So we have now gathered the data that we need. So we can check it by just doing this one. Update, can just say update message, or we can type update info if you want. Array, we can just add, for example, F name, is for F name, L name is for variable L name, and DOB or variable DOP. To output this one, use echo and JSON encode update info. Now save. Let us try if we can get the data for our form. Just click it directly. Doesn't do anything because in our profile script there is no nothing we do here. So we can also change it here a bit. This one is true and this one is false. So on going back here, this one will be true. So outside of this if statement, we can just create else if data error is equal to true, no false. So there is no error. You can output alert data. For example, F name, data L name, data DOB. So let us try if there is working. One and then 272 line number two. So admin, we go to the admin. We need a comma here. That's it. Refresh. So save doesn't work. Let us debug it. Data, if data error is equal to false, this one is plus. For append concatenation in JavaScript is plus. So I forgot it. Save, refresh. You can get the John Benhart undefined. And so why it is happening that there is undefined or for last name? Let us know why last name is undefined. We can go to the admin. Okay, that's only the wrong. Refresh. And have my first name, my last name, and my date. So everything is working now. We can now capture. So once we capture it, what is the sanitation that we use? Not a function. We have a function to sanitize it. We can go to the admin and we use um, this sanitize input. Okay, to be safe. Yeah, so update info, and we have an update identifier. When we say identifier, we need to, because if we don't have an identifier, we can check it on the localhost privilege admin. So we were going to use the identifier because we need to update only specific account in the database. So you can see we have already we have only two accounts here under here. So if you want to update only this information, you need to only have an identifier of email address, or we can just say ID. So it's up to us. Okay. So if you're going to use the email address as your identifier, then you are going to use the session, because the session holds the value for email. So you don't need now to get that in the form. So in this way, um, the identifier is the email. So make sure that the name of the field in the database is the same, and also the casing. So email, and then all capital for email. And the value for that is our session email. Okay. So we all have session email. So we have here this session user data and email. Okay, let us check if that is the case. We go to the login, and email is the name of our session. So we have now our, okay, like this one, and okay, expecting this to have a closing parenthesis, also this one. Okay, everything is working fine. So we have now the update info that we need to update, and then the update identifier where is to be updated. Okay. So in this one, we have to go to the model, and we'll create a function here, update function, update admin info. So we only need to pass two data. The first is the data, and the second is then ID. So you can have the ID, or ID field, or ID, or the where. So this is the command. You can just visit it on our CodeIgniter CodeIgniter documentation, CodeIgniter 3 to be exact. You go to the database reference, query builder class, and we need to have a syntax for update. So updating data is the same, the data that we need to update, and then also we can just replace it directly, or we can use the set db set, and then can also update this db update. So there's a bunch of way of how we can update data. So we have here also the data, and then where, and then update. So this is the command that we need to do. First is we need to be the where. Okay, so have this db where. So the first parameter is the table. The table that we are still using here is user, and just put here the where. And the query will be this db update. Okay. Okay, I have around ID is only the okay the where, like that one. And the update is the table name, which is the user, and the data. Okay, so we just check it, don't return it. So if this is okay, if it's running good, meaning it is true, just that one, return true, meaning if it is run, it runs, else there's an error, return false. So in here in admin, we can check it by loading the view, this load model, and the name of the model is the admin underscore model. This admin model, and the name of that one is update info. We have to pass first what is the placement here. Go to the admin model. The first thing, that data, and then the where. The first is the data, which is update info, and last, the other one is update identifier. Okay, so if it is true, if this one is true, okay, if that is one is true, create a update so the update message for this one is equal to array. So the update message that we have is the error, and the error for that is false. So just go directly to error message. Mm. User admin profile is updated. Okay, so that is if there is an error, meaning if there is an error here, else update message um, error is true. If that is true, error fname. Okay, just directly for the error message. Invalid. Invalid admin credential. Please try it again. So that's it. Error message. So it's already done. So we can now just going back here for the error is equal to true. Go to the this one. So if it is true, so you can just if data dot error error message update error message. Is not equal to blank. So the error message for this one is only this one invalid. Okay, and then we will use this one. Uh, okay, to if you are using this single quotation and then you have to use also this single quotation. So to omit that one, just use slash. So to steadily have the L, try it again. Okay, save. That's how the solution for that. Line number 291. This admin model. And just remove that one. So error message. So let us try. Sorry about that. Why I am I am having this error. Invalid meaning invalid. So invalid. There's no login here. So invalid. Invalid. So there is no error here. So sorry for that. So just directly here. So if there is an admin, admin is updated. So if that is if false here, if data is equal to error, so that's not the thing that we need to do here. So if there is an error, so here this is what where we can have if data error messages, if data error false, if data error message, there's no invalid login, update, success, data message, success. Great, great. Save, refresh. So something like 1, 1. I'll put 1 here, and also I'll put 7 here. So update. So there is an error here on our. So we have here update user set error zero finance El name Alejo. Where email. So set error zero F name. This DB where going back to our the first one is ID. Let's check it again. Where user. So what is the error that we are looking for here? Unknown column error in field list. Set error. Okay, so did I put error here on the admin? Okay. So I have a wrong here. So I'll just make it I'll just remove it because I don't I don't have a column in my database like that one. So now let us refresh. Let us put 1, 1, and then put 7 here to tell us if really working or not. So it's still the same. There is a problem. So we have a problem. We should put it F name, L name, DOB. Okay, last one. Save. Have 1 at the last part and change it to 7 here. Update. Still not working. What happened to this line of codes? Unknown F name in the field. What? Okay, sorry for that. That is first name and last name. So first name, middle name, last check. Still not working. It's sorry for that. This is last name. What is happening to me? Sorry guys. Refresh. 7. You can change it to female if you want. Save. It's not working again. Let us not. Okay, it's already updated here. It's already updated. As you can see there. Um, Already updated. So what happened is there is no error for the registration for the admin. Error message false. Admin profile is updated. So if that is false, error is equal to false. So here, if error for not equal to message fire, it's really working. So remove that one, change to 6, female, refresh. It is working guys, it's really working. But the problem is if data error is equal to false, data error message, data message, what happening? It's not working. If data error is equal to true, so as you can see here, it's still the same. Yeah, the problem that we have already. We output the encode, that one. So error message, error is false, admin profile is updated. Is the error message that we need to, okay. And then we have to output it again, JSON encode, and this time update message. Okay, and this one encode, you have to update the message. Save, refresh, line number 228, make sure it is properly closed. Refresh. I'll add one, and put 7, and female. It's working. This also have a problem. JSON encode update message. JSON encode. The validation is true. Just remove this one. If okay, okay, that's great. So it's just I only double the echo here. It's only the problem that we have. So here we can just remove one and change to 6. Save, update, save. It was now saved. Okay. So this one, male and female, that is the one that we have a problem a while ago. Male and female. We have the value of male and female. It was not working properly, so name. So it might have a problem in fetching data. Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, only because only three that we have, only three. So that's it. So we don't need to. We forgot to put the male and female, even though there's no validation. You have to put it here also. Even though there is no validation, we have to put it because we have to 4, 5. We have gender. Okay, and then this gender, this input post gender. I guess it's now working. So let us. Okay, I'll just name it to Van Hart Alejo or Torres Alejo, and my birth date is 08/16/82, female for example. After success, great. So here, as you can see, it is now changed to whatever I want to. This is good, but there is a problem with outputting the error on the script. Data message, and the output for that here, uh, update profile is error message, error underscore message. That is the one that we need to. That's it. Refresh. My admin profile is updated. So it's working. So our profile page is now complete. So we all have a form. We do for validation. We fetch data. We save it to database. We have now an alert. So this is what this video is all about to finish the profile page. So this video will end. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you have learned something on this tutorial. And then I'll be with you soon, and I'll be meeting you uh, for a while to give you some instructions for this development. Thank you for staying and watching. Hopefully you've learned it the way I want you to learn. So that's it for today. Have a good day. God bless everyone. Bye bye.